The release of Wrath of the Lich King was such a cultural touchpoint for the game and really the gaming sector as a whole. For me personally, it was the last midnight release at a gaming store I remember going to. Let's take a look into the history of the release of Wrath of the Lich King. Wrath of the Lich King launched on November 13th, 2008. Jeez, really that long? And sold 2.8 million copies within the first day, making it the most fastest selling computer game of all time released at that point. Think about it. There was no streaming channels. This was all organic for the most part, growth of the game. It was also the time that consoles were extremely popular and had a stranglehold on the gaming market. It also, obviously, added the Lich King Arthas, who was probably the most popular character of the Warcraft franchise at that time. It also drew in people who had played Warcraft 3 but hadn't touched the Warcraft franchise again. A lot of casual gamers really hadn't grasped what a MMORPG was outside of the own community. MMORPGs were still a niche genre of game until that part. Look at all the MMORPGs that launch after Wrath. We're talking Lord of the Rings Online, Warhammer Online, The Old Republic. WoW didn't invent the MMO, but it did streamline it. Just like McDonald's didn't invent the cheeseburger, but it streamlined it into mainstream culture. On top of that, it added the hero class, Death Knights. What was interesting about the Death Knights was that they were in Warcraft 3 and the WoW universe beforehand, but it was the first time as players you had the ability to make them. You also had to have a character that was level 55 plus, which I thought was an interesting decision at the time, but looking back, it made the class feel more exclusive and more rare, even though that's not the case today. Overall, the release of Wrath of the Lich King was a great time for WoW players and people who played video games as a whole. It spawned many competitors and elevated the Warcraft franchise to a whole nother level. Subscribe and like for more WoW content.